and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast as Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of the day.
So call in at 888-565-1470 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning. Shake off your sleepies, buckle in, because it's showtime.
You're hot.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Now they can hear me. So I guess A1 is not in function today.
Okay.
We have to put that on the side.
Happy Wednesday to you. It's a wonderful Wednesday, wonderful breakfast morning at the Brooklyn Cafe.
You almost ran out of words to say.
Never. Me?
Yeah. Now, one of the beautiful things I like about our set is that I can walk up the set and go get stuff, and you can keep talking with our guests. I could go get my bell, which nobody got me. I got no bell.
That nobody shall remain silent, apparently, because I've been up and down the stage 10 times this morning. Leslie watched.
Yes.
Right? Coffee, pillow, wand. We've changed sets so many times here since yesterday. We were in and out. We had a show on here, a show over on the other pod. Then we had our show in our studio. Then we had 3 in the second set and set this for this morning only to unset it because then we have a master networking event here this morning at 11:30.
See, the funny thing that she leaves out is that she's the one changing the set.
Not at all.
You did that one, you did this one, you did that one over there.
Only my ideas changed the set.
Yeah.
I didn't physically change
And you
the
wait
set.
2 minutes before we go on the air. But anyway.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Listen, if you are driving, traffic today is a whole lot easier. Not as much traffic
shut
today.
down?
That's because everybody's quarantined. There ain't nobody on the road. They're all stuck in their houses.
As a matter of fact, traffic was a lot lighter today.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. I saw that New Rochelle, New York, which was, I used to live south of New Rochelle, a couple of miles. They shut it, they quarantined it. They didn't shut it down. They quarantined. You could still get in and out. There's no military state or anything like that going on. But they shut it down because they don't want to spread the virus. So you know what the number one concern is in New Rochelle? You would think it's health.
Toilet paper?
Toilet paper. No. What am I going to do with my kids because now they're not going to school?
Well, that's a big thing, I got to tell you, because Miami-Dade is considering closing down their public school systems.
Then that means you're going to close down the work environment too because you can't bring your kid to work.
Exactly.
And you can't put your kid in school. And you can't go to the park because it's quarantine.
Well, think about people, working parents who rely on their children to go to school so they can go to work. So if the
Yes.
school's closed, they can't go to work. They can't make money. There's no food. A lot of these kids are entitled
No,
and they
don't
get
say that.
food
Don't say
outside
that.
of school.
Don't say that.
Why? It's true.
Because what they have come up with is that they're going to continue the flow of food because they know the children go to school to eat. So they're not going to do away with that. My question is,
Where are they going?
Mr. Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo, who
Mark.
declared this, whatever his name is, it's a Cuomo, that's all I know. How are you going to get the food to the kids? Because they're not in school. You're not going to deliver it, right? It's not like you're going to call delivery service and deliver the food. So how are you going to get it there? You got to have the kids come out? Oh, but that breaks the quarantine.
It's a big question. I actually had that question yesterday with a teacher in Broward County, and I said they're not going to close schools so quickly because it's not just closing schools, it involves so many layers of things. But I don't think that's even discussion right now for Broward County. Miami-Dade is up for discussion.
I heard that Broward County is in a state of emergency. They're closer to closing than anybody else
They
right
only
now.
have 4 cases.
You're not listening.
I am.
There is an underbelly to the beast that we're not hearing about. Did you hear how we spiked 30% overnight? You know why? Because they're doing the case studies now. They have to, and the CDC defended itself this morning. It says we've always had plenty of, if you need to be checked out, it's always been there. Doctors were not doing it. Now, if you're a doctor and you find a virus and you don't know what the hell it's going to do to you, and you're sick, you sort of stand back and say, can you go home now? That's okay, you got the flu, just go home. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to get infected, then the doctor infects everybody else. It just becomes,
Like I said,
so it's mitigation now.
everyone should be quarantined,
The bottom line is this.
except us.
The bottom line is this.
So we can share our message of love and
You're going to end up, one way or the other, going to get infected. It's just going to happen. If you're going to tell me you're never going to get the flu, which if you look at me and I'm never going to get the flu, you're going to look at me and says you're crazy because you're going to get it, right? So you're going to get it. So step 2 is prepare. Keep your hands clean. Keep everything clean.
How can you say everyone's going to get it? That's so not
Because
hopeful
it's
thinking.
it's not about putting my head in the sand and you know what sticks up when you do that.
yeah.
Okay. Think the worst case, because if you don't get it, God willing, you don't get it. You never get the flu. You never get into a fight. Nothing. Oh, there's a lot of no's. God willing, you're okay. You don't got nothing to worry about. But I'm telling you, okay, everybody's going to get one form or another of this stuff. One form or another. Now, if you have respiratory, a diabetic like myself, you're in the second phase. You got to be even more
That is
careful.
true.
If you have a heart disease, if you're over 60, 65, and I don't mean to be ageist, but if you're older,
Right.
that you have respiratory problems, you're going to be in the third stage. There are going to be stages of the, but it's no different than the flu or whatever you get. What is the other thing? The flu. That
flu.
kills 37,000 people a year. Okay, so you're going to have to be a little bit more practical here. Yes, water and washing your hands for 20 seconds. Don't just put soap on it and put it under the, I look at people wash their hands. You ever seen this? They put a drop and it goes under the water.
You're giving me anxiety.
I'm not. I'm trying to tell you,
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you to be careful. You know, if you have those wipes, when you go in your car, wipe it down on your steering wheel.
Yes.
Because when you come out of work, you're bringing the bacteria to home. Got to wipe it down. Think what you never done in your life and do it. That's what I'm saying. That's today's health tip.
Today's health tip is wash your hands, especially after you go to the bathroom. That's the amazing thing to me. Why are
That's
there
another
signs
thing.
in bathrooms for employees? Please wash your hands.
Now, is that
Isn't it going back to everything
Is
I
that a
learned in
new thing?
kindergarten?
People washing their hands coming out of bed. Is that a new thing?
Right. That should have been something that we do anyway, right?
We've got Leslie Carmen from Carmen Care with us, and the
Thank
new
you.
branding name is, which I love so much.
Yes, Carmen Care Health and Wellness Institute, because
love
we're
that.
just so much more than just laser.
So my happy partner over
Yes.
here, the
I got a million questions
the
for her.
purveyor of hope and good dreams. Let's combat this and what we can do
They're
to
calling you.
boost our immune
Why are
system.
people calling you?
It's this mosquito hunters, apparently. I'm going to eradicate West Nile virus from my patio by the mosquito hunters, so
Oh,
that's one
nice.
less thing I need to worry about.
Yes.
I have a question. Can you get affected with the virus through a mosquito?
You know, there's so little knowledge currently about this virus because it's so new, so it would be very hard to say one or the other. But what I know that Lyme can be transported, it used to, the thought was that it was just ticks, but it can actually be transferred through, mosquitoes, fleas, anything that bites, spider bites. So,
So if I bite somebody, I can give them Lyme?
maybe, maybe, yeah, if you have Lyme.
Did you know that?
If
'Cause you got a lot of bite
somebody-
marks, yes.
Well, this comes from bats, I believe. I think our coffee pot's out of milk. But anyway, I digress. But there's so many things, right? I remember everyone was worried about the West Nile virus. So then you
Right.
had to get the bug spray, but you had to get the bug spray without DEET. So everyone was panicked about that. And dengue fever, right now it's in Key West. Everyone's panicked about that. There's so much panic going on. There's so many different diseases and so many things. You may as well just stay in your house and wrap yourself in bubble paper.
Well, regarding the panic, I was I was thinking, everybody has a different way of reacting in life, right? I was taking the analogy of when you fly in the airplane and it gets really, really bumpy, and that's technically what we're having now is a very bumpy road right now. But if you're in the airplane, you're going to have some people that say, yeah, when it's bumpy, you know what, I care. If it crashes, so it crashes. Same thing with this virus. People are like, you know what, if I die, I get it, who cares? But then you have people like me, when the plane starts just, getting bumpy, I will take that seat and buckle it really tight. Like that really helps, right? When I'm thinking consciously, like if in a moment of panic, you do that. Why? Because you're protecting yourself. It's the only way that you can see how you can protect yourself. And you're taking responsibility for that. And I think that's what's happening with the virus. When we panic, we don't think clearly and we start going into, well, what can I do to protect my family? I'll go buy toilet paper. I'll do this. I'll do that. And it's the only way that we can have control of a situation. So, we have to kind of stick together. And when we see somebody that's doing that, maybe we have to go over to them and explain to them, look, you must have fear. So that's an opportunity for you to go to your neighbor and help them and connect again together and just tell people it's not the time to panic. Panic is going to do nothing. We're going to do things that are just irrational. But it's better to be prepared and be there for each other and educate each other about what is this really going to do, this virus. And the thing is that technically we don't really know. We think we know, we assume, but we don't know because this is a brand new virus. It could come and go as fast as it can go as fast as it came, or it could, be here and really be very effective in hurting people, killing people, making them very sick.
Now, I heard that there are viruses every day. The CDC says there are hundreds of viruses that come out every day, but they die. They die in the atmosphere, they die in the ozone, they die. Okay, if they were to tell you everything that's going on every day, you would never sleep. You want to talk about panic?
If you would look at your bed under a microscope.
No, don't do that.
I'm just saying.
You don't want to go to my bed.
We don't know that. But we also have so many microorganisms in our body. If we would know that, and we need them actually. Without them, we can't even live. So there's a lot out there that we don't even realize. But our body are so resistant that we can fight this. But what is fighting is our immune system. So back to what we can do, as you're saying, wash your hands. If you cough, cough into your sleeve. Don't cough into your hand and then shake somebody's hand. And just be careful. Build your own immune system. Sleep a lot. Don't stress.
You know,
Or go to Carmen Care.
Or go to Carmen Care, yes.
That help build immune system as well.
Well, I wanted to talk to you because they're
Sure.
talking about adrenal drainage.
Yes.
Which is a very important part. I didn't even know what the hell that meant.
So, well,
I never knew what it meant.
So there's lymph drainage, the lymphatic system. So you have all the lymph nodes, and the viruses sit in those lymph nodes. And when you can massage those, and we have a machine that's called the Icon, and we do a lymphatic massage. So you're opening up that system in your body so the viruses can come out easier. So, but we also have adrenal fatigue, which is when you're just in stress, like you're overstressed, fight or flight mode. And we have this laser, the Delta that it's called, and we put it on your adrenal glands, which are in the back. They're above the kidneys. And we put that on there a few minutes, and it just really relieves and gives energy to the adrenal glands, so it brings down your stress level.
So stress is a very important part because it's an inflammation creator, right?
Correct.
So the more drainage you have. Now, I also heard that lymph nodes can get clogged.
Absolutely. It's like, so lymph nodes is like your plumbing system in your house. If your plumbing system in your house is clogged, what's going to happen? It's all going to come back into the toilet, right? Or into your bathroom. So your lymph is very similar in your body. It's like opening up your drainage system. And the better you can drain, the better you're going to get rid of these viruses and the better your body's going to function. Also gets rid of the toxins in your body, as we always talk a lot about that, right? The metals, the heavy metals in your body and so forth. So it's a way to detox your system. And the better your body flows, the better energy there is, the better you're going to be able to fight off this virus.
But if we're opening up our body, it's like going to a sauna and opening up your pores. Are we letting other things in because we're not strong enough? Because we're
Dawn needs to be
I
louder.
don't think so, because I look at it more that you're cleansing your body, and your body is very, very intelligent. It really knows what to do. It is, it's self-cleaning, in a sense. So basically, your body just knows exactly what to do. And if you're opening up your pores, you're helping more of the toxins of the release out than really coming in.
Do you remember the show Arsenio Hall?
No, I've heard of
You
it,
heard
but I
of it?
didn't
You ever
grow up
seen it?
here.
Arsenio Hall? He used to take his finger, he had big hands, and he used to put his head here, and he used to go, things that make you go, right? So check this out. You go and you can do drainage, and you can take vitamins, and you can take probiotics, and all of a sudden everybody's concerned because here's a virus. Meanwhile, America smokes 20 packs of cigarettes a day. They drink a lot of alcohol. They don't mind sucking down the fumes from the back of a car. The pollution's out of control. The planet's burning up.
putting a
We
piece
put
of fried
sewage.
chicken between two donuts as a sandwich?
We do that, but wait, you think I learned that behavior? The sewage goes in the ocean, the fish drop dead, and we go, A virus? I think not. My body is sacred. Yeah, after we pollute ourselves, right? But we don't panic about the pollution because it's a matter of choice.
Right.
We choose to pollute our bodies.
That's right. So toilet paper, there's no toilet paper. You know why? Because people want to see it because they're in control.
Wait till Halloween. I understand. Right.
You
That's
get
the
it?
difference.
You
because
get it.
heart disease is the #1 killer. Right? Obesity.
Dawn needs to be a little louder, please.
Diabetes.
All
right?
killers.
All killers.
And we influx that stuff on ourselves.
Massive killers.
And we buy a roll of toilet paper
And this week,
to cure ourselves.
there's 28 people that have been diagnosed in the state of Florida, not in our county, in the state
Much
of
better.
Florida. How many people in the state of Florida have diabetes,
Right.
have heart disease, have metabolic syndrome, have cancer? There's a million fundraisers out there to help, but you know what? We're still putting this bad stuff in our body. You
Because
don't
we
hear
can.
as much about
Because
that.
we can.
We have
You see,
control about that.
We have control now. If you want to go have a laser treatment and drain to give your immune system a chance to fight any disease, forgot about corona. What about all the other stuff? Influenza, all the stuff you just called. Remember when Ebola, the threat of Ebola? Now I'm gonna tell you, you want to talk about a bad bug, Ebola. That's lights out.
But we talked about what's even in the water system. Some of the things that you're finding that
Oh, my
people are
gosh.
taking their medications from all these diseases and conditions that we have, and they're putting them in our water system. They're flushing it
Yep.
down the toilet. It's going in our lakes. It's going in our rivers. It's going in our sewer system. And what's happening? We're drinking it.
Yep.
And what are you finding?
Well, we're finding opioids because if you're taking them orally, about 90% of it goes right back out into your urine, and therefore that's going into the water system. And you can't really clarify that when you're cleaning the water. You're just finding a lot of pollutants that are coming back into our system. So we find heavy metals, mercury. There's even dioxin. There's all sorts of water pollutants, chemicals. It's just unending. And so also there are a lot of pollutants in the air, and so there's therefore a lot of pollutants in the food because we think we eat organic, which is definitely a wonderful way to go. But where is the soil? Where's that coming from? Where's the water coming from that the soil is being,
Polluted.
drenched? It's all polluted.
You can have lettuce next to a cow farm. I saw this in one of the shows.
Yes,
And that's how they get sick.
Absolutely.
And they're trying to create corn, that was the show, insects can't destroy it because it's the food chain. In order to feed the planet, they're going to grow food in trays north because there's not enough there's not enough density. So they're thinking of going this way. So all of a sudden your tomato is going to look like your car, the size of your car. Because they figure one tomato the size of your car feeds the family, whereas an itty bitty condemned tomato that is natural is useless. So they are changing how we do things. But I just laugh, man, because we introduce poison from politics down to cigarettes.
All the
In
way.
our kids, we make them obese because we just want them to eat. Keep eating until you explode. Not what you're eating, just keep eating. And along comes a virus and says, I'm going to even up the game, man. I'm going to make you accountable for the mess you're creating. And let's see what you're going to do now. So everybody runs out and buys
Toilet paper.
toilet paper.
Because whether you believe in God or the universe or energy, whatever it is, here's another sign that we are not doing something that we should be doing. We should be being more kind to each other. And if not, here comes another disease, here comes another plague, here comes something else until we finally learn what it's like to be humane to each other and kind.
And you know something?
And it's going to keep coming until we
It's gonna
actually
keep
try to
coming.
help each other.
If it ain't this, it's gonna be something else until we get hip to the game.
Until we get it right, as you say.
We don't get it right. I mean, this is just ridiculous. You should have laser treatment. That should be part of your norm.
It really should, because also when we were talking about the opioids before, if there would only be like a hospital that would let us test this, give us like 10 rooms of somebody who's had surgery, and we will come in with the laser treatments and give laser treatments actually before to build up your immune system, and afterwards, after the surgery, to treat the wound, to treat what has been had surgery, and you're going to see that you're not going to need the pain medication, and you're going to heal faster, and you're going to have way less pain. You're going to leave the hospital already practically healed and without being addicted to these pain medications. So there is a whole other natural way of healing.
You know, I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh. You know how all these presidential nominees and the president always talking about health care. Health care for everybody. Let's give everybody health care. They don't care whether or not you get healthy. They just care about the money. How do we divide $1 billion so that everybody gets a taste? That's what this is all
It's a
about.
whole nother
It
conversation.
ain't. It is the same conversation. The problem, you know why we can't have unilateral health care? Because it's not about the health.
Right.
If you had the secret to the virus, right? Let's say I found the secret to the virus. You think they're going to let you put it out there?
No.
And stop selling all the toilet paper in the world? All the Prel in the world? Guy paid $300 for a bottle of Prel in New York? Guy should be put in jail for
Definitely.
offering, right? But we don't look at that. We don't look at the health side of this thing. We want to keep it low panic, keep buying. All the grocery stores are empty. I walked into Walmart. I didn't even know that things had shelves in the back. There's nothing on them.
Although I heard, I won't put it out there, or maybe I should, there is a Publix in our community that has everything.
That's
and it
good.
happens to be around the corner from your house. I'm
No,
just
the one
saying.
on my corner, they sold it because there's a new one on Atlantic, so they're not putting anything back on the shelves. There's nothing in there.
But back to what Carmen Care can do. And so many things. Emily's story is remarkable.
Yes, Emily came to us 2 years ago, and she found us on the internet because we did a BuzzFeed video. And she was in a wheelchair, unfortunately. She had been sick for, I think, 1.5 to 2 years. Got just a very beautiful, intelligent girl, but just couldn't remember things anymore, fell out of school, and was just in bed and ended up in a wheelchair. So when she found us, she decided she just felt something in her heart. She had to just come and be with us because she read about what we do.
And where
the
does she
21
live?
in New York,
England.
in England, yes. So she read about our 21-day retreat. She came and visited us. We did the 21-day protocol, and she left already walking on the cane without a wheelchair. And then your body continues to heal. So that's the beautiful thing. After 21 days, your body gets into a new healing mode, and you continue for about 2 more months. So after 2 months, her dad called me and said, "We want to come visit you." They visited us. Remember, we were
did
at,
the
on
show
your
from
show.
there, yeah.
She came in and she was without a wheelchair, walking completely fine. She has gained her restored complete memory, and she can read now. She's writing beautifully well.
How old
She's-
is this child?
She's now 18.
And she went through this for 2 years, so
For
she was
2 years.
16.
Yep.
Which changed her whole life.
Her whole life. And now she's here to give back, and we're doing really cool stuff. She has to go back, but she wants to come back to the United States, and we're going to cry when she leaves. We love her so much. She is so intelligent. I don't know if disease does that to you, but she is just beyond her age.
But you've given her life back.
Yes.
And the other young lady that we had on who had gone through how many surgeries
Oh,
from
seven surgeries.
such a young age, including a hysterectomy in her teens, right?
Right. So many young
and for
girls.
pain, and you think about what that's going to do to the rest of her life and just the psyche and the mindset. And here she is now pain-free. She comes in from Atlanta,
Yep.
and all the surgeries in the world she has only gave her more pain.
Right. Correct.
And you were able to help her with that.
Yes, because we're looking at things out of the box. So unfortunately, these toxins that we're talking about do take a huge toll on your body. And if you don't detox from it and you just are addressing the pain, you're not looking at the whole body. And we also address the mind. So it's very interesting. If you just look at the let's say with trigeminal neuralgia, which we treat a lot, which Lee had, and she's completely cured from that. So you have pain and it affects your nerves. So if you just do laser therapy for that, that might help, but it might not be the root cause, because the root cause is very often the herpes zoster virus that causes these shocks. So you have to address that as well. But as many people know, and it's, we're split. Some people say, no, disease doesn't start in the emotions, but I believe it does. So if you have an emotional issue, and with trigeminal, what I've found is people that have this often had a hard time expressing something in their life. There's something going on, and they wanted to say it, but they just couldn't. They were holding it back. So that's where that pain starts in the jaw and in the face. So now if you don't address that emotional issue, your pain could come back if you have that trigger again. So it is so important to address all 3 things, and that's what we do in the 21-day protocol. We address the cells with the laser. I have 7 different lasers that we use.
Now, the lasers are not painful. I want people
No.
to realize they're not
Yes.
pain or hair removal or any painful lasers.
Correct.
They're
We call them like a
cold.
low-level laser. Although they're high-powered, but they still fall in the category of being low-level. They don't burn, they don't cut, they don't cauterize. They're just really giving your body the energy to heal themselves. So it works on a cellular level, like a battery, right? When the batteries in a flashlight, say, are not strong enough, the light is going to just be very dim. You put brand new batteries in that flashlight, the light's going to be really strong, powerful, and ready to go and shine its way, and that's what happens with our cells. So we're just really giving energy into the cells. Then we're taking away toxins that are inhibiting our body to heal properly. Because imagine you're loaded with mercury, or you have Lyme, or you have chromium, or all these different things, that detaches itself to the red blood cells. So your blood cells are going through your body trying to bring oxygen everywhere, but they have all these toxins attached to themselves. So your body can't heal well. So we address that. And then the emotional component, because when you've been sick for so many years, you have triggers. As an example, like with Emily, I said, when you go, before you go home, excuse me, change your room. Because you've been in that room for so many years. Your pictures are there, your colors are there, your bed is there. That's a trigger.
Yeah.
So before you go home, change your room, change the color, put the bed in a different place, change pictures, because that could just alone, going back into that room could be a trigger to the cells being, oh, I was sick in here, and that could shoot you right back.
It's interesting. It's like when your kids come home and they go to school and they come back home and the room looks like their childhood room, or when you go back and you visit your parents and it's your childhood room. It brings back all those triggers, good or bad. It
Right.
brings back all those emotions and memories.
Well,
Yeah.
remember we talked about you can go to the doctor and you're feeling great. Hey, doc, how you doing? He says, Freddie, I got some bad news for you. Your test results came back and you got 3 weeks to live. And what happens to your psyche?
Yeah.
You go in the toilet. All of a sudden, you're like, what? And then you go back 2 weeks later, he says, Freddie, I got good news for you. We were wrong. I mean, think about that.
Yes.
Because you're working on the psyche of somebody, I mean, at 16 years of age, that is the changing of her life.
Yeah,
This
totally.
disease. In a wheelchair? And I seen this kid. She's been in here. She has a
Painting in our studio.
in our studio. It's for sale. And you look at her and you think about, you saved this child's life. Well, she did it. You just helped to
Right.
get there.
We just facilitate.
That's right. And that, to me, is the difference in medicine. It's to give the body a chance to heal.
Right.
Give her chance to heal. Doesn't mean that somebody with the same disease, you're going to treat it the same.
No, exactly, and that's a very good point. Everybody is different. So the disease fibromyalgia, which is, just basically a label because you're sick. So everyone that we've treated with fibromyalgia, they've all had a different root cause. Somebody had a spider bite, like I'd mentioned. Somebody had Lyme. Somebody had a chromium. Somebody was just overburdened with emotional, was physically abused. So everybody has a different root cause that really needs to be addressed. And with this 21-day retreat, we address everything. And I change that too. If somebody comes in and we see they're emotionally very, very down on themselves, or they've been abused, then we get help that way. And we find, therapists that help them deal with that a little bit better. And we do laser, of course, and the detox, but we'll focus more on whatever the root cause was of that person.
How do people get in touch with you?
You can call 561-405-9577 or CarmenCareLaser.com.
CarmenCareLaser.com. And if you have a diagnosis and you've gone to your doctors and you're on all your medications and you just would feel like you want another option, don't go off your medication. We're not saying don't listen to your doctor. We're not saying stop anything. Just go check out Leslie and her team and her staff that helps you. Get another idea, because you know what? If we layer all these effects, you know what? You might just feel better and find another way to actually smile and have hope.
Right.
I think the important thing is you give your body a chance. Like I gave you the example, if a doctor says bad news, you're going to listen to that. Well, I'm giving you good news. Go check it out. Give yourself some drainage opportunities. And you do a lot of other
that
things in
sounds
there.
so sexy.
I'm not trying to be sexy. I'm just trying
Give
to be
yourself
real.
a drainage opportunity, please.
Why don't you
Tune in.
drain more,
Well,
baby?
it does feel very good.
Give yourself a chance to drain some more, but detoxify your
She
life.
don't like that.
It is not painful at all. I mean,
Nothing.
you don't feel anything. You felt your feet again for the first time from your neuropathy when you
Absolutely.
did all
She
of
put that
these.
mask on me. I had a 4 o'clock
Yeah,
shadow.
you had a beard like Rip
That
Van
was
Winkle.
unbelievable. But you know something?
Your
You
body
feel
heals.
you feel a whole lot better. It's better than going home and worry about when you're gonna get sick. I can tell you that.
100%. Check out Carmen Care. You can also find them on the internet, CarmenCareLaser.com. You can give us a call at the radio station, 888-565-1470. We're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, more with Brooklyn Cafe Breakfast Time.
There you go.
Thank
We'll
you.
be right back.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405 9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
Kids for Kids Ministry. The vision is to see children in Haiti emerge from extreme poverty into an extraordinary destiny in Christ. The problem is the orphans in Haiti lack clean water to drink and food sustainability. These children need art-integrated education, medical needs, shoes, clothes, a lunch program, and teacher salary aid. The mission is to sponsor local leaders in Haiti to support them in the care of orphans and vulnerable children. In January of 2020, Kids for Kids traveled to Haiti to visit the orphans at their home and at their school. The school has now grown to 30 children attending daily classes, but there are many things to improve upon. To help us or to donate, contact Patty Paget at Kids for Kids Ministry, 561-876-1710. That's Kids for Kids Ministry at 561-876-1710.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen. It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I got up to get my bell, bing, 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 and I forgot it.
And you forgot it. See, that's what happens the entire time.
Now, our next guest, I want to jump into this thing because I pulled a joke on her yesterday. She's texting because she comes up from Fort Lauderdale. No, Aventura. Even further south.
That's right.
So I text her and I said, "Where are you?" It was real early because she has, Jordana Foster does a show that we work on at the radio station. And I said to her, it must have been like 6 o'clock, right?
It was 5:30.
5:30, and you don't go until 7:30.
That is correct.
So I said to her, "Where are you? Did you get the memo?" And she says, "What are you talking about?" And I said to her, we changed your
time
show.
changed.
You're going to start at 6 now.
You are so not nice.
It was horrible. How would you have? No. I
How would
wanted
I
to
deal with
jump
him
through the
every
phone
day?
and strangle him.
I
you
could
know-
feel her fingers coming through
You
the
know
phone.
what? He does this to me every day. And now I'm trying to figure out how to navigate. You know what? This is a good question to pose to our audience. Give us a call on WWNN, 888-565-1470. And let's just see how you navigate Freddie.
Navigate
Or
Freddie.
How do we
someone who's
navigate
like Freddie.
Or someone
in
who's like
your
Freddie
life.
who just throws it out at you and says, but it's all good. And you're in your mind thinking, I've got 20 things to do here, and I got to do it all. How do I do this when all this just got thrown on my plate?
But she was upset because she says she didn't get the memo, not
Yes.
because she wasn't ready to go.
But wait, let me ask you a
I
question.
wasn't.
The
It
memo
takes
was
me
from you.
an hour to get here.
I understand that.
But
And
you
then
made it
I
up.
tell her, hurry up and wait.
But you made it up. It
I
wasn't
did
even
make
true.
it up. I made it up because I wanted to put a spark in her life.
I
You ever
think
seen?
I have a lot of sparks.
Yeah. You ever
I'm
see-
good on the sparks.
You ever seen in the shows and movies and stuff? Your husband's a doctor, right? So if the heart flatlines, they spark it to life, right? So I wanted to give her a jolt.
Hold on here. Do you really think that I have flatlined?
There's nothing flatlined about her.
But you should have seen when she came in, she
I
was on
was
her
so-
A game. You see the numbers that have come back from your just the
I had
Facebook
numbers
page.
without you freaking me out about the
No,
time.
no, it's all
clearly.
about the delivery, baby. You got to have that intensity.
Are you always manipulating the situation?
I'm
Wait,
not.
that's a retort. You know the answer to that, right?
I know. So imagine doing this every day, all day. Right?
It is.
God
It is
bless
because
you.
of my
Dawn.
my surroundings is what creates the
I think
situation.
you manipulate it all the time.
Do you know Dawn's new name is the
puppet
compass
skirt.
head? She's a compass head.
By the way, my mother must agree with you on that
Yes.
one.
If you talk to Dawn and you go, if you go north, east, south, or west, watch her head. She goes north, south, east, and west. Her
100%,
head
right?
is like, and I'm looking at her and I'm using out the names, and she's moving her head. So now they call her compass head.
And there you have it. Those actually, I got phone calls on that last night. They thought you were so funny, but so right. Everyone is in agreement.
But I am right.
But he's
I am
just right.
always right.
Oh, they're feeding the.
The key to the
That
manipulation
won't
is what
fit
it
much
is.
longer.
But it was.
I have to say, that's part of your whole coaching technique.
You like that delivery?
Not what you did
Jordana's
to
mic
Jordana,
up.
but I've watched some of your other
but I've
deliveries.
always thought, Jordana, with all the respect, I have all the respect in the world for you. When I first met you, we were at Noah Crane's event. We were doing a gig, right? Mm-hmm. And I handed her a mic. Now, I didn't even know you. I didn't even know you first or last day. I didn't know you. I said, hi, well, how are you? Here's a mic. Go do some interviews, right?
Right.
And did you panic?
Yes.
I did not
Jordana's
panic.
mic
No,
up.
I
yes.
was very nervous. I
Yes,
did not
but you
panic.
did
There's
it.
a difference, but I was nervous.
And now you're one of the best in the game.
Thank you.
So all of a sudden, we took
Yeah,
a
but
very
there's a difference between handing someone a mic and saying do something you're uncomfortable with, and you're supposed to be here in 5 minutes, and it takes me an hour to get there.
But you're
and I
A
have
game.
A guest,
You
and
brought
I
your-
have an audience.
So what did that do to your stomach?
I was completely nauseous.
It's
It
that
was-
pit. When you do that to people, it's like this. Oh my gosh! What
How
am
did
I
they
going
teach
to
you-
do?
How do I get out?
How'd they
There's
teach
no
you
way.
how'd they teach you to swim, ladies? They threw you into the
But
ocean
we're
and you
grown-ups
swam.
now, and you're still doing this.
Of course, I do. I will do it all the time.
We'll continue to
I will do it all
continue
the time. I just told Slick I'm going to have him do our online radio show. He's going to be DJ Slick.
DJ Slick.
So he's all in.
Love
You
that
see,
name.
they have learned never argue with me because you're not going to win. That's the first thing.
That's the other side to this coin. That's an issue.
What is that?
What issue?
What's the issue?
If you argue with him, he always wins. And then you just get angry, and he sits like this.
That coffee's delicious.
The more he sits like this,
deflecting.
the more you go, ah! And then you just walk away. And he says,
Because
well,
my
why do you like
argument,
that?
my argument is not based on me thinking I'm
I'd love
correct.
to know what Jody thinks right now.
Jody always argues with me, but her, I gotta say, she wins. Right, wrong, or different, babe. I go, yes, Madam President. But I argue the point that you're giving me. In other words, I know Jordana's good in front of a mic, in front of a camera. I see how she delivers. I see how she interviews, and that's on Tuesday nights at 7:30. Check it out. Right? Get ready, set, go beyond with Jordana Foster. And she's a health coach, a mental coach. She's a priest, a nun, and everything in between. So I play up to that. So if she argues with me a point, I go right back to her strengths. I said, but Jordana, you wouldn't treat that way. How do you, like we had a conversation, table setters and regular players. You're a table setter. She's a table setter. Table setters are what win the game. Players are what play the game. Big difference in business.
Table setters. And where does that phrase come from?
I never heard
Baseball.
that before. That's very interesting.
Table
And my
setter-
son played baseball from
A
my
table
old
But I was a
son.
coach for
I'm
22
thinking of Beauty
years.
and the Beast and Lumiere sitting on this grand table in a ballroom. That's why I asked you where the
I
table
love
setter
that.
idea comes
But
from.
think about it. The table setter sets the game in motion, and you're on base, and then the regular players drive you home, you win the game. A table setter sets the tone. It is the delivery. It's what you felt yesterday when I told you, did you get the memo? But you didn't turn around, Jordana, and say, I'm going home and take all your toys with me because I don't like being treated. You didn't do that. I'm getting there as fast as I can, Swishiwa. I can't
How
believe
does
you're
your
doing this. to me.
mind work, though? That's more of the thing I'd like to delve deeper into. And since I've got Jordana on my right, we can sort of delve into.
You're not going to analyze me. That's not what
your
we are putting
mindset.
fun. If you're driving to work
He likes
and you're
to
a
see
table,
how people are going to react.
That's right, and you're
He's
a table
shock.
setter.
You do shock.
You're like-
you like
But
to shock
we need
people.
table setters now, Dawn, because we are in an epidemic situation.
A situation, an
Yeah,
opportunity.
situation. So epidemically, I mean, what do you tell when you coach your people? You tell them it's okay
We were
to
just
be.
talking about this before we started.
Okay,
this,
so tell me,
this
'cause
show.
I didn't
So
hear it.
there's a lot of panic that's going on right now, and a lot of information, and no doubt we all need to be very preventative and cautious and wash our hands. And if you're sick, like I have a meeting this afternoon, he rescheduled and said, look, I'm sick, I can't go. And I thanked him, and I hope he feels better. But we just need to be smart about everything. But there's a difference between being preventative and cautious and fearful and panicking. And I think, unfortunately, most people are in a panic,
Yes.
Shutting down, hunkering down. There are areas where we need, Italy, very smart decision. What they did in China, they did that. And now they're seeing drops in everything. A lot of the makeshift hospitals that they had where they quarantined, they've cut those down dramatically. They're seeing, so I understand all of that, and we do need to be careful. But the panic and the fear, like, there's a quote that fear and faith can exist at the same time.
That's very
So you
true.
have to pick one.
That's
Now I choose, we choose to be more in faith, not in denial, not acknowledging that nothing is happening, but to be in faith that things will work out, that people will be smart. They're going to stay home if they're sick. They're going to wash their hands, for the 20 seconds and everything. But that faith gives me faith that things are going to work out. If I'm in so much fear that this is the end of the world and everybody's going to die and blah, 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 where does that leave me? Where does that leave our families? Like, I can't live like that. It's a tough time right now, and I'm not making that smaller than it is, but I do think we need to all come in from a place of having faith that we need to be more kind with each other. There needs to be more love in the world, that things are just out of whack with regards to our environment and all of the things you were talking about with
Until we get it right,
harm
it's
and
gonna keep coming. Until we actually get it right and help each other, it's gonna keep coming.
It is going to keep coming, and this is in every aspect of life. Now,
100%.
you see the way she did all that?
What did I do?
She does it very nonchalantly. She talks about the truth. What you just did was talk truth. I am the same way, but I have more flair because first, I don't look like her, and second of all, she delivers nicely. I can't speak it that way.
You
I
can
got to
speak
tell
it
you,
that
the
way.
truth.
You do great.
I got to tell you the truth. Yeah, but I'm a little bit more harsh.
Please.
If
You've
you
been
take a
doing this-
pencil,
And stab it in your ear.
no,
Yeah,
if you
it
take a
hurts.
pencil and you tap a person's knee for 20 years, do you think you'll create damage?
Yes.
That's right.
For
And that's
sure.
what we do. We hit ourselves with a pencil. I'm 57. I must have hit myself 57 years worth of pencil hitting. And I'm paying the price for a bad choices.
So where
But
we
every
came
day,
from,
don't you get a chance? Every day we have a chance and a choice to make things better.
Yes.
Like you guys were talking in that first section of your show, we can eat healthier, right? We can exercise more. We can watch our thoughts and our, and what we're thinking and who we're surrounding ourselves with, great energy. And we have a choice of how we're going to deal with this. How are we calling this an epidemic, a pandemic, all those horrible words, or we can not
And choose a different
and choose a different way, but it's up to us.
Well,
And
here's
I think that
on the plus side, I love listening to my Broadway channel on my way to work because I love Broadway shows. There is a list of shows right now on Broadway that all of the tickets that are still available are $50 because they said as long as New York still is open for business, Broadway is open for business, and it is an unprecedented opportunity. So if you're in
I
New York,
love
I'm not telling
that.
everyone to get on a plane and go. Check it out, $50 for all tickets that are available to keep Broadway open.
I love that.
Why is that not? Why are you smirking at me?
Because
that's
you
the
don't think that
upside
people
of it.
They
should
were
be in a.
required to get on a plane, which is
What
a
if you
test
live in
to
New
the-
York?
But
Then
if
you
you're in
should
New York,
go.
you
That's
just
what I'm saying.
absolutely.
Then you
If
should
you
go.
live in New York,
And
then you
music
should
is
go.
healing.
Listen, like I said,
New York, New Jersey, Connecticut.
like I said in the first half hour, okay, there are certain things in life that you can avoid and certain things that you're not going to avoid, and nobody's going to get away from this one. This one is one of those things that hopefully by the time you get it, they figure it out, okay? But you want to live your life without panic. You want to have some sensibility going in. Yes, water does exist to wash your hands, but these are things that we should be doing anyway. I'm included. I am guilty as charged because Linda's laughing her butt off because Freddie never washes his hands until now. Now my hands are so washed, they're wrinkled. So I got to get cream because I wash them every 15 minutes. And when the show is over, the kids will tell you, I walk around with the sanitizer, I make sure I'm going to Lysol stuff. Where's Mother Fogger?
She's supposed to come today, as a matter of fact.
We're supposed to fog this thing, and I'm going to ask her
With
if
my
she wants to fog.
airbiotics, yes.
With the airbiotics, which is a fantastic tool because it's something that eats the bacteria. It doesn't just give you a film. It's a big difference.
It is antiviral, as a matter of fact.
It is. And you have to get educated again. This stuff, it eliminates bacteria by eating it. Not
Fantastic.
Just giving you a film like Lysol, and you got to wait till it dries because it's still active. Right. So there's a lot of things going on, but I can't speak like you. I have to do it a different way. Did you get the memo?
You're just like
You're just a
trying
poker.
to instigate.
I am
but
not
I
a
will tell
poker.
you, you know what's
You're a
really
poker.
interesting?
You like poke the bear.
He is a poker. But I will tell you this morning coming here, and I think that if we can just focus not so much on watching the news constantly and what's around us, little things are there. And I want to tell you, coming here, very interesting. There's always stories, right? Every time I come here. So I'm at the light at the corner of my house, and we're right near schools. That's why we bought the house on a cul-de-sac, so that I could be there to walk my kids to school when they were little. So there's an elementary school that they went to and the middle school, and there are crossing guards there. They still have the crossing guards, and they're older crossing guards. And I'm at the light, and it's a really long light, and this elderly crossing guard smiles at me, and he doesn't recognize me. And I said, "Oh my gosh, I remember you." And he said, "I remember you too." And I said, now my boys are in college now. And I said, "Do you remember me? Really?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "I was actually telling one of the other crossing guards across the street just the other day that the pretty blonde lady used to always make us banana bread." And we kind of missed the banana bread. And I said, "Nobody has baked for you since?" Because my boys, I said, "How old are your kids?" I said, "They're in college now." And he said, "Nobody has made us anything since you." And I said, "I owe you a banana bread."
And she's gonna go
it
home
was
and bake banana
And I'm
bread
making
today.
banana bread this afternoon.
Well,
but
let me
the
tell you
fact
something.
is, you know how
you
great
better
that
make
made
two,
me feel?
because now I want one. If you brought it out, and anybody that wants banana bread,
With
show
dark
up,
chocolate chips.
show up on Tuesday at 7:30. You give a
She
slice.
makes those amazing little protein
better
bites,
make a
too.
whole bunch of
Protein cookies are
Those protein cookies,
that
yeah.
but do
That
you
was
know how
lunch here
great
for a
that
very
made
long
me?
time.
I know, because you like to eat healthy. You're like my girl.
It made you
I'm
feel
just
great.
going to tell
A little banana bread in your life.
the fact that after all those years, this is what we need to, those little things, like that
Yes.
lit me up today. And so with all the panic and the fear and all the craziness going on in our world, if you could just take a step back and see the impact that we can make on each other's lives. This is somebody who used to walk us across the street when my kids were in middle school. And we both remembered each other. And the fact that I made him a banana bread, and now I will make one again 10 years later, is just pretty phenomenal. And it made me feel really good that he remembered enough to talk.
That's what
So
it's
let's
about.
do,
That's what
I'm not
it's
saying
about.
everyone needs to make banana bread, but do whatever you can do to,
Yeah, I'm not making
was-
banana bread.
protein cookies.
We went to
There you go.
Costco. They ran out of toilet paper, and this lady
Oh,
had
my
4
God.
big, because they sell it by the bulk, and she had 4 of them in her cart. And she went over to this lady and said, "Here, you can have one of mine because I don't really need 4." And then somebody else said, "Well, you're gonna give her one." This big guy. So she gave him one. So she ended up with 1 of 4, and gave her. She kept one and gave out the other 3.
how nice.
And I said to getting the message, because that's really what this message should be. Get it together. Work
Right.
in unison. Make it. It's important that people realize that you should care about one another. You don't have to love one another. Just care about one another. And then the rest will follow.
Dawn,
the
you
rest will
have
fall
that
into
that
place.
message all the time.
Well, that's one of the reasons we actually started this whole studio was the concept that the little show that could, as Connecticut calls it, right?
And yesterday you hit the home run on that whole love thing.
The little show that could, and here we are in this amazing studio with 7 sets and 2 studios and a working theater and all of this opportunity, really just to share hope and dreams and love. And I know hug a tree, as Freddie says, but you know what? The message is growing, and we're starting a new show on Friday, the Love Show, and so many things about giving hope and ideas instead of panic. You can turn on any channel and get panic, or you can turn on our channel and maybe get a little bit of information, education, and caring about other people.
And have a little fun on your way to work, and what
And if not, Freddie will poke the bear.
Well, what Dawn says is very true. You have studios and this and that, but to me, the most important aspect for the last 5 years that I worked with you is that I get to meet people like Jordana. I get to produce shows. I get the interns. We've had over 400 of them come through the school, FAU, Lynn University, all of them. All of them. And we all gave them like a hope heart. You gave them a little piece of us.
Always.
And that's going to go on for the rest of their lives. And that's making the difference. That's really what it comes down to. It's not about having paintings and buildings and stuff like that. It's not about that. It's about the people who fill it. Right? What do we say? It ain't about where the boat came from. It's where is the boat
It's not about the
going?
community, it's about building community. It's what it is. It's bringing them forward. And we sat here with all of them yesterday, and some of them came back that we haven't seen in 3 weeks because they were having a rough time. And they came back, and she said, I just needed to, I'd say give you a hug, but I know nobody's hugging these days. I just needed to come back and be a part of what we're doing here. And she, I think, had a day of, she was uplifted a little bit yesterday because she just came back.
I told her, this is always home.
Amazing.
You don't ever need a reason to come back home. And I want to take the opportunity to thank Jody from the Beasley Network, who took a chance on us that we weren't going to mess this up too bad. And it's a bucket list, it's a dream. I want to thank Jody on the air personally. Beasley's the only station in all the country that allowed me to do video production, and Jordana's testament to that. And there's going to be a studio at the radio station to take that to another level. It's a mini this to make it as big. But radio is not dying. Radio doesn't die. Radio is growing, and if you don't believe that, then there's no virus. I can just compare it to that.
It's the information that's growing, and I'm still thinking that you poke the bear, and I know they're all listening and laughing. So now I realize that every time you try to poke the bear in me to get my reaction, you know exactly how I'm going to react. So now I need to change the reaction.
He totally does know.
Now I need to change the reaction.
Change the game, baby.
I got to change the game. I got to level it up. And you know what even makes me angrier is you knew by doing that you're going to get me to do this. Look at this smile. And that makes me even crazier.
Over the weekend, I gave Dawn.
Oh my! And you're still doing it. Look
I asked
at
her
you.
to do something which I knew was impossible to do. So I said, I want you to take this film and put it on Facebook. The files are bigger than this building. They don't fit.
He didn't tell
so
me that
she tried
part.
for 8 hours. I didn't know she was going to stick at it for 8 hours, but I wanted to see how long.
You're too much.
Because I don't stop until I get it. And
Right.
then at that point, I wanted to throw my computer across the house and my phone and every which way. I had my son helping me. I had everyone helping
I
me.
shrunk the files. I got it in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And she took 8 hours of frustration.
But the thing is, you knew it was going to aggravate me, and you knew by poking the bear, the next level,
Wasn't
you were going
poking
to
the
push
bear. I
me.
made you aware.
But
And
see,
you're-
she's
Poking the
and you're
bear,
still
made you
doing
aware.
it.
Look at the people
You're
writing
still
in.
doing it. Jordana, how do people find you for your coaching?
Oh, so it's readysetgobeyond@gmail.com, johnmaxwellgroup.com/Jordana Foster. Or you can go to Facebook at Ready, Set, Go Beyond for Tuesday nights at 7:30. We're live.
And if you hear this amazing music, it's because we sit right next to an incredible dance studio, Organic Movements, and they've got a really great jazzy dance class in the mornings, and then there's dance and ballet for the kids in the afternoon.
What a backdrop.
I love it.
It's
We
cool.
can-
I'm sitting here trying not to dance because
Well, you
we're
were
on
just
air,
talking
but
Broadway, and
That's
we've got
right.
music,
And
and
there's
you
a cue.
you brought it here.
you know, it's all about manifesting Broadway. So you know what? For free, you can come hang out here every morning and listen to your Broadway show tunes.
We got friends saying hello on the air. You got Jeff from Promote.
Promo stuff for you.
He's on the air, and a few other people here that are saying good morning, enjoy your day. You know, I'm gonna tell you something.
Enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day. It's Thursday. Don't forget.
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday, tomorrow, Thursday, we're gonna be at Meisner Park.
As of now, Meisner Park Amphitheater from
Still
4:30 to
open.
7. As far as we know, what's still happening, it's a business-to-business networking event. Our show will be live, our after-hour show. Our crew will be there. Over 250 businesses, 2,500 people listening to the Rolling Stones tribute band at 7:30. So come on out, have some fun. Wear your gloves if you want to, but you know what? It's all about having fun,
Mask
living
it
life,
up.
and no panic.
Bubble wrap yourself.
Bubble wrap it,
When
bubble
you
head.
walk into Meisner Park, front stage on the left, you're gonna see it all lit up. That would be our corner.
And we have a
right
great
Oh,
banner that came to us
fantastic.
from Happy Printer, so wait till you see the new
Oh, it's
backdrop. You won't be
beautiful.
able
Man,
to
he
miss
did
us.
a job. Unbelievable. Happy Printer. Get 1,000 free cards. Call Happy Printer. What is it? HappyPrinter.com?
You can just find him on social media, Happy Printer,
Man
the
is
Happy
on,
Printer.
and man is perfect, pitch perfect, the best.
And again, thank you to Jody and WWNN and all the board operators and AJ and everyone who's been helping us and Richard all along the way. The phone number is 888-565-1470. Have a great day, everyone. Have hope and faith, and do not panic. And kind to each other, but always wash your hands.
Wash your hands and don't be late.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
day. Bye.